In a warehouse near Stratford lay a buzzing hive of activity. The Extinction Rebellion was planning for a protest they called the Big One. A protest planned for the next day was expected to host multiple organisations and bring a massive turnout of over 100,000 people. We went to this warehouse and we chatted with Corin, one of the organisers from Extinction Rebellion who helped organise the event.
So I suppose with the big protest tomorrow, is it, I suppose the thing is, what is the protest tomorrow going to be about, for those who wouldn't know what was happening tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow, the theme of tomorrow and also the whole 4 days is
Exactly.
Unite to Survive. So tomorrow specifically, it's the coming together of thousands of people. The main kind of goal tomorrow is meeting with politicians or kind of politicians and civil servants. So because it's a Friday, they'll be at work. And so we'll be outside lots of parliament and lots of departments. So personally, I'm going to be outside DEFRA, so Department of Energy, Food, Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. And we also had PCS have said that they are a supporter of the Big One. So that's PCS is the Civil Servants Union. So they will be kind of like with us. I don't know if they'll be kind of with us in the protest because they also will be going to work. They're not announcing a strike day, I believe, but they are supporting kind of the protest.
So I suppose I suppose as part of Extinction Rebellion and the PCS union and such, you're trying to essentially create more environmental policy for the country and such. And so do you reckon you'll have any luck with them being impacted by it at all?
So it's really difficult to say. So I'm anticipating we'll have an impact. It's hard to say exactly what. Protest is how change happens in society. Unfortunately, it's not a kind of one-day thing, do it, and then society will be fixed. It's kind of a constant ongoing thing. The main 2 goals of the kind of 4 days of protest, one is to get people involved, get the public and get the message out to them and get people kind of talking about it and so we're both outreaching to the people coming to the protest as attendees to get them to be like, yeah, this is great, let's do more protests. And to the public who kind of aren't at the protest but kind of still around London, to get them around London and England. And then targeting kind of government and ministries to get there to say this is what we want, this is what needs to happen. And kind of we're there sustained over several days to kind of make it have more impact because it's easy to, I think, for a 1-day protest, even if they are good, that's kind of easy to forget. So
Continue to sustain
several days is that, and then Just Support is doing things after that, so they'll continue even longer, and then there'll be more protests and more rebellions and more things. So unfortunately, I'd love to say it'll be fixed in that 4 days, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But the goal we have for kind of government is the demand is to have a citizens' assembly on the climate.
Do you reckon you'll have more chance for Labour government if they come in to listen to these sort of protests?
I think Labour would probably be more likely to take it on board, but the kind of demands, the action that needs to be done to act on climate is huge, and it needs to happen right now, and it's kind of more than any party is promising. I don't think any government will just say yes easily, even if we have a Labour one, even if we have a Green one, it's kind of, that's probably not going to happen, but there's still like so much that needs to be done, which is why we're requesting a citizen assembly, which is more reasonable and is taking power out of the hands of politicians.
So, of course, on tomorrow is essentially the start of a big 4-day event.
So the plan, roughly, is to get all these people together. On Friday and Monday, there'll be people at work in government and places. So they'll be targeting different government departments. So I can't tell you about what's happening in each one. There's just so many. If you look on Extinction Rebellion UK website, there's a programme of all the things happening. There's just so much on that it's hard to say. On Saturday, the main focus is about biodiversity. So it's Earth Day on Saturday. So we will have a big march for biodiversity and nature. So there's kind of a 0.9 mile march from Westminster Parliament Square area. Going to make sure there's a mini marathon north of Parliament, so we're going to not interfere with that. And marching, I can't remember exactly where, but we're marching, and there's a slight worry that we'll have so many people that will loop back around to the start, and they'll still be leaving the march originally. Which is a problem I'd quite like to have. And then on Sunday, there's London Marathon Day. So there'll be 100,000 people in London, hundreds of thousands in London for the marathon. And so we're doing outreach and using that opportunity to reach all those people and all the cameras in the sky with our messaging, and just have a chance to kind of outreach, do lots of music and fun things. And something I'm personally excited for is samba drumming. So I came to XR protest in 2019, and someone gave me a big drum and told me just copy someone who knew what they were doing. And I did that, and it was actually surprisingly easy to just copy them, and I wasn't expecting to be good at it, but it's fairly easy to do. And now at every protest I come to, I bring a cowbell so I can fit that in my bag, and it makes it easy when I see a sound band coming along, I can join in with them. And samba drumming is so much fun. It makes protest so much more alive and fun and lively, and just great times to have. So on Friday, we'll be outside government departments. On Saturday, we'll have a March for Nature. On Sunday, we'll be doing lots of outreach and musical fun things and kind of using the marathon to get eyes on us. And on Monday, we'll be back at departments, kind of meeting with civil servants and people like that to get them on our side. And then Monday evening, there'll be a big finale around Parliament Square. I don't know what's happening, but I've been told that I'll be sad if I miss it. So I'll make sure I'm there.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Holly, for answering my questions and such. And hopefully I should be around tomorrow. I think Shroomy said I've got to go. I'm going to one. So, yeah, it should be interesting to do some reporting on.
When I went to the protest, I didn't know what to expect. Just seeing the sheer amount of prep work being done in the warehouse the day before gave me a good indication of the scale of this event. But to see it on a day, it still surprised me. Even the first day was just the beginning. The protests will continue till the 24th, and afterwards, with new connections made, it sounds like there is a lot more to come. It'll be fascinating to see what comes next. One more thing, my good friend Shroomy brought me to the protest and to the warehouse and helped inform me on a whole bunch of stuff about this protest. They are a long-term member of the Extinction Rebellion and also a fellow member of What the Trans. They will be on the street until the 24th, so check out their video on the big one, and their channel will be linked in the description below.